In this video, we're going to divide using the partial quotients method. Now, just a quick reminder, the word quotient means the answer to a division problem. Now, I love the partial quotients method when you're dividing two whole numbers, so let's find the answer to 896 divided by 4. Now, a little vocabulary to start. 896 is called the dividend. The dividend is the number that's being divided. 4 is called the divisor. It's how many of this number goes into that bigger number, our dividend. And so when we set up our problem here, we're going to start with a long division sign. We're going to place our dividend underneath because that's the number that's being divided. And our divisor is going to go on the outside. We're trying to see how many of this goes into this. Now with the partial quotients method, what we start off with is by going place value by place value. So we start with the first place value here, which is the hundreds place. And we have an 8. So when I see this number, I don't want to think of it as just 8. I want to think of it as 800. Okay? So how many 4s go into 8? Well, 4 goes into 8 twice, but because I'm in the hundreds place, again, I'm thinking of this as 800. 4 goes into 800, not 2 times, but 200 times. Okay? Well, 4 200 times would be 800, right? So what I then do is I subtract and see what I have left in my problem if I did 4 into 800. And so if I do 896 minus 800, I have 96 left over. And then I go to my next place value, which is now the 9, which is in the tens place. So I'm thinking of this as not 4 just into 9, but 4 into 9D. So how many 4s go into 9? Well, again, I can only fit 2 4s into 9, but I'm not thinking of it as 4 into 9. I'm thinking as 4 into 9D. So how many 4s go into 9D? Well, that would be 20, right? So 4 times 20 is 80. So again, going place value by place value, now I have 16 left, right? So now I'm going to deal with this 6, which is in my ones place, but I still have this 1 here. So how many 4s go into not just 6, but 16? Well, I can fit 4 4s into 16. Sorry, I ran out of space up there. And so when I do 4 times 4, that leaves me with nothing left over. There's nothing left for me to divide. So what we did is we set up small division problems here. 4 into 800, 4 into 90, 4 into 16. And what we're going to do is we're going to take all the answers to those division problems and just add them together. And that's going to get my quotient. Okay? So we take all of our partial quotients, combine them. 0 plus 0 plus 4 is 4. 0 plus 2 is 2. Bring down my 2. My quotient is 224. All right? Let's look at another example here. How about 1,332 divided by 9? So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to set up my long division sign, place my 1,332 underneath, 9 on the outside, and let's go place value by place value. So 1,000, right? 9 actually doesn't go into 1, so I'm actually going to look at the next place value, which is in my hundreds place. How many 9s go into 13? Well, I can only fit 1 13, right? 1 into 13. But because I'm in the hundreds place, it's not really just 1 into 13, it's 1 into 1,300. So I'm going to place 2 placeholder zeros here, and I'm going to say it goes in there 100 times. 9 times 100 is 900. So let's do some subtraction here. 2 minus 0 is 2, 3 minus 0 is 3, 13 minus 9 is 4. Okay, now I'm going to look at my next place value, which is in my tens place, right? I got this 3, but this is really not just 3, it's 430, right? So let's start with this. How many 9s go into 43? Well, I can actually only fit 4 9s into 43. If I did 5 of them, that'd be 45. It'd be too much. So 4 times 9 is 36. But again, I'm dealing with the tens place, right? So it's really not 9 into 43. It's 9 into 432. So this is really 40 9s, right? This is not just 36. This is 360. So let me subtract here. 2 minus 0 is 2. Let me do a little borrowing. This would be 13. 13 minus 6 is 7. Okay, now I'm going to deal with this 2, which is in the ones place. I have this 7 in front, so I'm just going to ask myself how many 9s go into 72. That would be 8 of them. Okay, 8 times 9 is 72, and we have nothing more to divide. We got 0 left over. So now I'm going to take all my partial quotients, 148, add them together, and I'm going to get my quotient of 148. So just to summarize, partial quotients method, we're looking at it by place values, and we're using those place values to make smaller division problems, partial, right? Smaller division problems that will then add together to find our quotient.